importance of blockchain, the research of blockchain is still in its infancy. So this is kind of maybe gotten a bit better, but I think in the near term, for example, we see a lot of importance of blockchain being talked about, a lot of marketing of blockchain, but maybe not a lot of research on that blockchain happening in your ecosystem. Consequently, this study reviews the current academic research on blockchain. So there's a lot of links in this paper showing like all of a huge survey of the current research, especially in the subject area of business and economics. So again, in 2019, obviously, but coming after the hype of 2017, a lot of the research and funding was on DeFi and the economic uses of blockchain, remittance and stuff like that. I think DeFi has been solidified as a use case of blockchain. So a lot of financial support for researchers there. Based on a systematic review of the literature retrieved from the Web of Science service, we explore the top cited articles, most productive countries, and most common keywords. Additionally, we conduct a clustering analysis and identify the following 5 research themes. So they kind of did all the work. Sorry, if someone's unmuted, please feel free to share. If not, I'll continue for now. So they did all the work for us from 2019 and before, and they said, okay, well, based on their clustering analysis, these 5 key themes seem to be most relevant in the top articles. So blockchain technology, economic benefits, again, being obvious, blockchain technology, which again, I think is very vague, but maybe people, that seems to who are interested in the technology part. Initial coin offerings, again, pointing back to the economic aspects of DeFi, fintech revolution, which in my opinion points to potentially researchers from banking and from fintech trying to figure out, okay, well, if fintech was revolutionizing the banking industry, how is blockchain going to then influence the fintech industry? And then sharing economy, which in my opinion is probably one of the least research topics so far. And this is kind of, again, in my opinion, going into the DAOs, governance, the NDC, for example, community building, and the like. So not going to go through the entire introduction, but the paper does, again, go through where things started in blockchain in 2008 with Bitcoin. And so again, please feel free to, the paper is linked here. If you have not read the Bitcoin white paper, please feel free. Probably a good start if you're into blockchain research. There's lots of other terms here which might be interesting, like blockchain 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, which isn't talked about as much. Most blockchains now are just considered blockchain 3.0. This was discussed for quite a while. And actually, I'll just skip down to, there's an area here. So if you're looking through the article, so academic papers on blockchain, you can look at all the papers, 756 of them. So again, more than you probably ever want to read through, but there is a large review here. And the clustering is here for that, for each one. Again, if you go down to the main countries that are releasing these papers, again, United States, UK, and Germany are the top 3 countries. So if you're interested in blockchain research and you're not from one of these countries, then maybe you start, looking up university programs in these countries. Like, for example, Stanford Blockchain Club, one of the largest blockchain clubs in the world, I guess, in the country for sure, for the States, and they have affiliations with Near Protocol. Canada's not up here. They do have quite a lot of papers submitted. Waterloo Blockchain Club is one of the largest blockchain. They have over 1,000 members. Also release papers. A lot of universities do want to release papers, and they are willing to co-author with completely independent researchers. So you in this class, you have no university degree, but you're a completely independent person who is self-taught in Web3, and you can communicate with a university, maybe because you cannot approach a journal on your own, but you can write with that university, and they will co-author with you, where the university will publish with you. And so we do, I guess I do have a collaboration with the university to help do that. So if there are students that, through this course continue to write and would like to co-author with university, that can be discussed. And so again, these are the top journals. So again, if you're trying to think about, the universities you speak to will not know which journals to publish on. So those universities probably do not already have Web3 journals being published. They might not even have blockchain clubs. Maybe you are a university student. Maybe you're thinking about starting a blockchain club. One of the best ways to get your university to agree to that is to say, hey, we're going to actually publish in journals. They're going to ask, okay, which journals are you going to publish in? What's the process? Well, you can pull up this table. You can say, okay, well, these are the top 11 journals from 2019 that were publishing these types of articles. You can maybe reach out to, they all have different proposal review processes where you actually have to propose your paper. It's a very, very demanding process, but the university will understand that process, and they will actually help you through that part as well. Just, yeah, and it goes through a lot more, so I'm not going to continue. In the conclusions, though, so here we go. I just kind of wanted to go to like what they were thinking at the end. So at the end of their analysis in 2019, again, before we had the influx of bridges that I think we have now, and I think even now we have, now I think we see Ilya on stage talking about chain abstraction and how chain abstraction is now the new kind of, it's definitely the new marketing theme for Near, but I think it's across the entire Web3 space. And so we do see here how, even these researchers saying, hey, cross-chain technology will become an increasingly important topic as time goes on. Businesses can benefit considerably from blockchain. Therefore, we suggest the application of blockchain to be taken into consideration when businesses have the following requirements. So they looked at all the research and said, hey, it seems like account settlement might be important. Being able to transfer economic funds back and forth and knowing with amount of like mathematical certainty that the funds are there. So in blockchain, it's never 100% certain, but depending on the amount of economic security behind a transaction. So on Bitcoin, you have quite a lot of economic security. And the more time that goes on with Bitcoin, the more blocks that are mined over the transaction. So the more confirmations, the more mathematical certainty you have. And Ethereum and Near have a bit of a different process where it's more probability and like mathematical chance, based on like slashing. Near doesn't even have slashing actually, so it's a bit different. Anyways, data storage and sharing, but we do see a lot of these types of Web3 platforms trying to emerge. I think, wow, I'm having a brain fart. Arweave, sorry, is one of the most popular ones that I've interacted with, and Mintbase actually interacts with Arweave. So if you go to NRC, let's see if we can pull something useful up and showcase a bit of the blockchain storage. There we go. So the Near Perspective does have a smart contract, a store on, go to any of these actually. This is cool. Love this. I think this is just a fun link to share for why Near. If anyone asks like, hey, well, there's Solana, there's Ethereum, like, why are you doing research on Near? And so as a researcher on blockchain or in Web3, I think one of the most important aspects is that a lot of the data is public, right? And so just like the students here in this class, you guys, thank you for being here. You all have Near accounts, hopefully by now. And so as you interact with the course, I'll be able to do research on the students that are taking the course because you guys are interacting on a blockchain. So to be perfectly honest, we're going to know, so if you want to use different accounts for different things, many people do that for pseudo anonymity. So you're not truly anonymous, but you could have one account you use just for this course. You could have a different account you use for DeFi, maybe a different account for savings, and you can try your best not to link them. And so one way to not link them, for example, is to use an exchange, there's a mixer, I guess, is the best way not to link them. You do the mixer. There is a mixer on Near where you can like deposit your Near there and use zero knowledge to withdraw use a ticket to withdraw the Near. So we'll talk about this in a future lecture. I'm just letting you guys know. When you guys do interact, I might not know your first name, which is awesome. There's some anonymity there, but there are a lot of transactions that are being recorded. And so as a researcher, you can see that actually the number one application in all categories for all blockchains, in all rankings, is a Near protocol application, right? And this is the hot wallet. So in hot, you can join villages, you can earn tokens, get free transactions. So some students here that might want some free transactions, feel free to join a village. I'm not going to be dropping referral links here in this class. If anyone wants to drop one in the class, there's an NDC one. So that's probably the most relevant one for this class. But again, feel free to join in the fun. But that's one of the reasons you might want to be a Web3 researcher on Near. Also, the second most active application on Near is Kaiching. I might be pronouncing that correctly, but it is, I want to say, a Korean application. I'm not even 100% sure. I have not used it personally, but it is for rewards points. And so in my opinion, actually totally personal, I think reward points is one of the most, will be like one of the most budding avenues for not just blockchain research, but for blockchain in general, mainly because it makes it fun. It makes it a little bit more like gaming instead of being so serious like DeFi generally can be, where you have your whole life savings on some like magical internet money thing. Rewards points can be a lot of fun just to collect. If you forget about them, you lose your wallet, it can be okay because there's rewards points. If the company gives them back to you, they're not losing as much, they're not losing very much money. They might lose, 5-10%, but they're not losing the entire dollar or all the merchandise. Also, you can still have exchanges for rewards points. Again, You guys can switch as well, not too much. But this is the profile editor. So on that list of students that we were sharing, I think it might be here when you go to people. Some people have wonderful pictures. Some people have GIFs, so that's pretty cool. And other different things. Some people have tags like I'm a builder, I'm a community member, I'm doing DevRel, founder. And so I want to get a little more fun stuff on my page as well. So I'll share this link in the chat and I will just quickly go through some information. So my name, certified researcher, cohort 2. So now we'll have an actual name. Could just be the same, but again, instead of just being your near account, you have an actual name. You can use an NFT. I don't know if I've ever gotten that to work. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not sure what screenshot. I might try it just to run a research call. Token contract would be. We could just use Shard Dog one, but let's use. I'm just going to take it from here. Okay. Which NFT do I want from here? Here, we'll do this one. So you can put the contract and you can put the token ID, which this one, multiple tokens. And so it's all of these. Which one do I like best? It should be 119 as well. I'm gonna try 119. It's one of my favorite numbers. So 119. Let's see if it works. Loading. We'll give it some time. Awesome. Totally about me. I will probably just use the home page, of course. Right. It could take some time to load. It might just be done incorrectly. But of course, info. You can use Markdown here. Not everyone might know what Markdown is. If you're going to be a researcher, you probably have to learn Markdown at some point. But it just allows you to create short links, for example, in text form, which can be quicker for some researchers. So again, uploading an image will work fine. I kind of just wanted to see if this would work. Background image. Let's see if a different token ID work. Let's let that load for a bit. So we can use some tags now. So some tags are already here. So I'm a learner. Oops. There you go. I like Web3. Veneer. Right? Do NFT stuff. You can add a bunch of different tags which kind of represent you, right? So the core is about community, it's about blockchain, and the like, right? You can add your Twitter accounts. So let's say, where did I put that down?